everyone, it's me Michelle again, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video I'm coming back with another what's for dinner. These are 3 meals that I fed my family throughout the week, so if you're looking for some ideas and inspiration on what to make for dinner and you like watching people cook for their families, then just keep on watching. For my first meal, I'm going to be making the sides first, and that is going to be a pasta salad. So I'm just throwing those noodles into boil really quick, and then I'll be moving over to our vegetable side, which is a cucumber, onion, cherry tomato, and feta salad. So I'm using the mandolin so I can get really thin slices of both the cucumber and the purple onion, and then, or red onion, I guess. They're purple to me. And then I'm throwing in some tomatoes and then the onions and cucumbers, adding a little bit of balsamic vinegar, just enough to really make the tops wet, not drench them. Then salt, pepper, and then I'm going to be adding in the feta cheese. It was 1/4 cup that I added, but you could really put more if you wanted it, and giving that a good stir. To it, I also add in some Splenda packets just because I'm trying to keep it a little lower carb there, but you could use regular sugar is fine. And then for the pasta salad, I'm throwing in some cut up mozzarella cheese, some pepperoni, and then drenching it in Italian. When it sets, it's going to soak up most of that Italian dressing, so you're going to want to wet it again before you serve it. But I'm just giving that a mix as well and separating those pepperonis because they all kind of clump together on me. And after this is all incorporated, then I'm going to add in some Parmesan cheese as well. And for the main part of dinner, it is going to be barbecue pulled pork sandwiches, and I'm just reusing some pork roast that I had made in the crock pot the night before. I'm not adding any extra seasoning to it. I had already seasoned it with garlic, onion, salt, pepper, and a couple of other like seasoning blends. I think it was the buttery herb one, but I'm just reheating that pork, and then I'm adding in the barbecue sauce, an entire bottle to this. For mine, I had put it on a low carb bun with some sugar-free barbecue dressing. So that's why you saw me pulling some pork out of it, but I'm just making sure that's all the way heated through before I put it on plates. And this was actually one of my kids' plates, so there was no cucumber salad on this one, but they all eat it. It's a sandwich, can't go wrong with that. And then speaking of sandwiches, this one is cheeseburger sliders, and how I'm making them is I'm browning up some ground turkey, adding in minced onion while I'm cooking it. I get the rolls of festive ground turkey, which tend to have a little more moisture in them, so I have to cook them down a little bit longer just to make sure they're not wet, but that's what I'm doing here. It's the price you pay for cheap meat, I guess, but we're gonna work with it because gotta pay bills too. And then to the mixture, or the ground turkey, I'm going to add in my mayonnaise, my ketchup, and my mustard. Now, I use more mayo and then kind of even out how we like it for the mustard and mayo, but you could really do as much or as little as you want. And as far as mixing it together, I've noticed that it also makes it stretch a little further when I do it this way. I'm just added some dill relish to it as well. That would be the pickles. So everything that is cheeseburger is right in the meat mixture. So then I'm going to take a bag of Hawaiian rolls. This is the big pack just because we're feeding 6 people. And they kind of fell apart. So I'm going to jigsaw them back together on this cookie sheet real quick and figure out how to, all right, there we did it. And then we're going to smear this all over as evenly as possible. Because they fell apart, my meat was kind of falling into cracks, and then I was just kind of having to work with it. I really try hard to make everything look nice, but sometimes it just ends up being like this. On top of the meat mixture, we're going to add in our cheese. You could use whatever kind you like, but we like extra sharp cheddar around here, so that is what I put in. And then once that's all covered, I'm going to put the tops back on. I actually forgot to take a picture of this. I can't remember what happened, but I got extremely distracted right as I was pulling these out of the oven. But I ended up just serving them with chips because it was Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. Those are our busy days, and this is when I did these just because they're very quick and easy to churn out. Then for the last dinner that I'm sharing in this video, I am going to be making some smothered pork chops, and I start by adding a little bit of butter in a pan and then just putting my chops in. Then to them, I'm going to add some of the Kinder's buttery steakhouse seasoning, some garlic powder, and then also some pepper, and let those do their thing. And then I flip them over and I do the same exact seasoning to the other side. And then partial way through, I also added in a little bit of olive oil just because I saw that they were starting to dry out and I didn't want them to stick to the pan, and nobody likes really dry pork chops anyway, so that's where that came in. Then when the pork chops were almost all done cooking, I added in some onions that I had finely sliced, and I'm going to get those simmering down in the pan. Simmering, sweating, I'm not sure how you say that. It's one of the two. And then I'm also adding in some mushrooms they're from the freezer. They're frozen, these ones. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. I found out how to say it right one time, and I will figure it out again. But anyway, these are simmering and doing their thing. And now that they're looking like this, I am adding in a can of cream of mushroom soup. Some people prefer to make their own. I'm not that skilled in the kitchen to where I can make my own. I probably could if I put my mind to it. I just haven't. But anyway, for these sides, I'm putting in some frozen peas and some butter, and I am just nuking those in the microwave, I'm going to be honest with you. And then some roasted garlic instant mashed potatoes. This is what it looked like when it was finished. My family ate all of it. Some of the kids didn't eat the peas, to be honest, but it was very good. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you would like to see more of these videos, just let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.